Workbook pre-reader workbook for steps 7, 8, and 9. In this workbook, the children will be learning 8 different letters: the E, W, J, P, Y, X, Q, and Z. And they start again with review. And again, it's just matching the pictures to the letters. A vest, you would have the children match all the way to the letter V, etc., going across there. They suggest here flashcard fun. They suggest taking the 2 packs of cards and having the children match the uppercase letter and the lowercase letter together, just to see where they are with that kind of activity. That's a fun activity that can be done throughout the books, the workbooks, even after the first workbook, taking the uppercase letters and the lowercase letters that are learned in that workbook, and can be used throughout to practice what the uppercase letter and lowercase letters look like. This review page is a little bit different, so I'll go through it. Circle the letter that makes the beginning sound for each picture. So this is a balloon, so they are going to circle the letter B. This is a volcano, so they're going to circle the letter V, etc., going through all those pictures. Of course, you are going to have to go through and correct their books just to make sure that they're actually understanding the concepts and the letters and all of that kind of stuff. So I know that will take some time, but I think as you do this over and over again, you'll figure out a good routine for doing that. Then this is, again, the lowercase letter E and how they suggest doing it with the sensory. Again, we're going to be tracing all the letters. This page we have, it's called Exciting Eggs. Each egg has something inside. Circle each egg that has a picture that starts with the E sound or the S sound. So we have eggplant. So they're going to be circling like that all the way along, all the ones that begin with the E sound. And again, doing their printing. Here's a little learning activity, which I will let you read. It's talking about the different vowel sounds that the letter E makes. We're on to the W here. Again, very similar, so I won't go through that. This page we have a maze again, where the children would find the pictures that begin with a W sound. It's trying to get the wolf back into the woods. So they're going to draw window, water, web, wagon, watermelon, wand, and into the woods. Again, these activities are activities, sometimes you may have to do them right with the children, but hopefully as the workbooks progress, the children will be able to do these kind of activities on their own. And then you've got a little learning part there that you can read once you get the workbooks. And there we have the lowercase letter J and some activities for the lowercase letter J. This one is shopping for J. The store is having a sale on only items that start with the J sound. Circle the pictures that start with the J sound. Put an X that don't start with the J sound, okay? So obviously that is a pear. It does not. Here we have jam, and you can go through it. We've got a jacket, which is a J. We've got juice, and we've got a jewel. Okay. Then they're going to practice writing. Again, at the bottom of the page, we have the blackened letter J, so that when you're singing the alphabet song each day, they can see exactly where the letter is that they are going to be focusing on for that day. Then we have the letter P. And this one is scavenger hunt again. So again, you will have to provide items that you can find, whether it's around your own home or around the school, that start with the P sound. And the children can pick those items out. Or if you know of enough items outside that you can go on a short walk and the children can find items that start with the P sound, then that's fine too. These activities, I know sometimes they seem like they're too much work, but these kind of activities allow the children to get up, allow their brains to become engaged in their play and their education, and be able to actually connect the dots, making sure that they understand that a pear starts with the letter P or whatever it is that you have found. Another way to extend this activity is if you find things that start with the letter P, you could, when you go back to the classroom, you could write those items on the board so that the children can see that you are starting the word with the letter P. And then we have a review of those 4 letters. This is quite similar to the other books, but this one is circling 3 items that begin with the eh sound as an elephant. So they would just go through and circle elbow, eggplant, egg, and do the same for the w, the j, and the p sound. Then we have the Wacky Jack. This is another story. As you can see, there's a lot of activities here as you're reading the book over and over and over again that you can teach in different ways the same story. And I will be doing a video on that book as well. Again, we have a writing page. This writing page, because we have 4 letters, the P is on this side, and that is okay. Have the children write as many letters as they can across the page. Then we're on the letter Y. And this one is a bedtime cleanup. So this guy, he is yawning, he is tired, it's time to clean up. So then you look at all the items that need to be put onto the shelf that start with the letter Y. So the ones that don't start with the letter Y can get an X. So we have yarn, we have undone or untie, we have wagon, we have yo-yo, etc. Finishing that. And another little learning section there that will help you as you're teaching the children that the Y sound actually has 2 different sounds. Or the Y letter has 2 different sounds, sorry. Okay, and now we're on the X. So one thing about this one is the X sound is at the end of the word instead of the beginning of the word. So you can point that out to the kids and emphasize fox. So it's the sound at the end of the word instead of the beginning of the word. And on this page, we are connecting the letter X's, helping the fox find his way to his home. Okay, so it's just staying in these lines. Again, another great activity for the kids. There's an X, so then they would go down and across to this X and across here, trying to stay in the lines down to that X. Whoops. And down here to this X and out. Okay, so this is not only finding the X sounds, but it's also fine motor skills, trying to stay in the lines as they're following the path to the X. Again, another great learning activity or a learning thing for you as teachers to go through here. Just that way it will help you teach the children this important concept. Okay, so then they have their X's that they're going to be writing. And next is the Q. So the way I make a Q is different than this. So I'm not sure how you guys make it. I do the circle around, down, and I do a little line that goes up. So it's completely up to you how you want to teach the children how to make your letter Q. This is the way that I do it, but I'm not sure what you guys do in Liberia. So that is that's up to you to change if that's what you would like to do. Here we have coloring a quilt. This one we are not going to be coloring. This is not a page that we're going to be printing. So my suggestion is that you have the children circle the cues, and they can say qua, 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 etc. all the way through. And with the U's, they could go ah, 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 however you decide to do it, but we're not going to be coloring it. And I am not sure if in Liberia you guys know what a quilt is. I know you guys have blankets there, but I'm not sure if you know what a quilt is. So I'm just going to explain it just in case. My mom actually makes quilts. She cuts squares of fabric out, a whole bunch of different kinds of fabric, and then she sews them all together to make one large blanket or quilt. And our quilts in Canada, we have a batting that goes in it to make them even warmer than just a regular blanket. Then we have the letter Z. And on this page, we have the zebra zooming in a car, and they want you to circle the lowercase letter Z. So we would have the children go zzz, zzz, zzz every time they find the letter Z. Okay, so a review again, just like we did before, finding 3 pictures that begin with the y sound, the x that end with the x sound, that begin with the k sound, that begin with the z sound. Having the kids circle them. Then we have a celebrate page. This page will be printed for the children. Again, a 3-fold purpose, saying the name or the sound, the name and the sound. This is a Y, it says ya. This is a Z, it says Z as you're going through. And coloring, making sure they understand what the colors are, being able to name the colors, and having a proper pencil grasp. Again, writing review. Here's another page that will be printed for you guys. This is a connect the dots, so this is something that's different than what has been done already. And what they're going to do is they're going to say the alphabet from A to Z and draw lines to connect all the letters. So this is something that you'll want to do with the child depending on their age and their ability. We've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J is way down here. J, K, up to the L, M, and then down here to the N, O, back up to the P, Q, R, S, T, U, way down to the V, W, X, Y, and Z. And then they've made a butterfly. And once you know that they have made their butterfly lines correctly and in the correct order, they can color this page however they want and take this beautiful butterfly home to show their parents the great work that they did. And then the very last page here is the book called Make Room for Zelda. This one is, again, another great story with lots of different activities and ways to teach the children in it. Again, as we're going through these workbooks, make sure that you are singing the alphabet song at the bottom of the page, having the children point to the letters. That will help them, and then continue using the flashcards as with the pictures on the back, but also just as the uppercase A, the lowercase a, etc. throughout. And that is steps 7, 8, and 9.